It's a sister situation with sipping conversation.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Sipping Sisters Conversation. So today is an exciting day because this is our first video recording for our new YouTube channel. So go over there and like us and subscribe at Sipping Sisters Podcast. You can also still catch the audio version of our podcast on Spotify. You can also catch it on our website at www.sippingsisters.com. So let me just say, as always, we also would like to hear what you think. If you have a topic that you would like us to talk about, go to our website, www.sippingsisters.com, and let us know what you think. If you have a topic, let us know the topic and we can discuss that. If we pick your topic, then what we'll do is you're going to get your choice of one of our custom Sipping Sister wine glasses or a t-shirt, whichever you choose. Now, let me introduce you to our sisters. First, I'm Sherry. I'm also known as Ms. Money, or you can call me Shea, as my family affectionately calls me. Now, my sisters to the right, the first one I have here is Tamika, but we call her Mimi. We also over here have Deetra, but we also call her D, or you can call her Detroit, as Miss Candy, Sweet Candy calls her. We have the baby of the bunch, Anitra, who we also call Neat or Neat Neat. Over here, we got Connie, or Miss Connie, but we call her Lady C.
What's up?
And the lady of the hour today, who has brought this topic to us today, is Sweet Candy.
Hey.
Candy. All right, so let's get into our conversation today. And Candy is going to get into it and she's going to start this conversation off for us today.
Well, all right. Thank you, Sherry.
You're welcome.
Our topic for today is, does size really matter?
Yes. No.
Okay. The first thing I'd like to say is get your minds out the gutter, please. Initially. Let's talk about, does size really matter in your spouse or your mate? Do you prefer someone that is tall, 6'4", 6'5", 6'6"? Do you prefer someone who is average height, 5'10", 5'11", 6 feet, 6'1"? Do you prefer...
That's average? That's tall. 6 feet is tall.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought tall was 6'4".
No, that's very tall.
Very tall. I see. Thanks for correcting me. Thank you. Do you prefer someone, however you prefer them, whatever height, whatever, do you prefer someone that is skinny or thin? Or do you prefer a man, and I'm saying man because all of us ladies here, we prefer men, right? So when your man or your spouse, do you prefer?
That's what we think.
Do you prefer your spouse or your man to be a little thicker? Do you want him to have a stomach? Some women
muscular.
Or muscular. Some women prefer a man if he has a little bit of a belly. So I want to talk about those types of things as far as your preference. Does size really matter when it comes to your spouse or men?
Let me think on this.
And then we'll get a little bit deeper into, does size matter? You can take your mind back to the gutter. But initially, we're not talking about that. Initially, we're talking about the size I just went over.
Okay.
All right, let's open it up, ladies. What do you think? Who wants to go first? Talk to me nice.
I like a tall man.
Okay.
My husband is tall. I'm short.
So
I'm
what's
5'2".
tall to you? I want to know.
Well,
Because tall is
I believe
different to
Terrence is
everybody.
5'10" or 5'9".
Yeah, so he's
Yeah.
not tall. So
But that's tall to
you.
me.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my tall. So I like, hey, and I like him. I like the way he's none of that. You know, I
So
ain't gotta
you
move
like
nothing out the
more
way.
of a
Average height, average size.
Okay.
Linebacker size.
Yeah.
okay.
No,
so
no, no. That's the what? Running back.
Running back.
The running back. I was gonna say, wait a minute, linebacker, that's the big boy.
I got the line.
You got the linebacker. Yes.
And I like that size. I like tall. I prefer tall. The size, I can go with different sizes as far as your body style, but I do like tall, and I found that I do like a man with some girth. Yes.
Yeah.
I like to feel like the damsel in distress. I like to feel like I can climb you. I like to feel like you can protect me, like that protector size, you know. So, but I have a big guy, so and I love it. So.
Yeah.
All right, I like the way she say that. She said, and I love it. Okay, I like that. That turned me on. And I love it. All right now.
Let's see. The majority of my dating life, I like tall. I like anything over 6'3".
Oh, you like?
Oh, you trying to climb
ladders? Yeah.
But I married a 5'11" and a half.
She gave him his half.
And as long as I'm able to wear 3-inch heels and I still get face, I'm good with that. I don't really prefer short because I'm average.
Yeah,
And I like wide receiver. I like wide receiver bodies. A few safeties. You know, I like long legs and arms and chest.
Little thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can have a little bitty belly, just something that I
Just
can
something.
Gerber's
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, and then you don't want to be feeling the bones sometimes.
Right, because don't none but the dog want a bone. And you know what the dog do with the bone, right?
So
He
yeah,
gonna bury you.
That's about it.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I prefer wide receiver likes.
Well, you know, I like a strong man, a strong and fit fella. If you'd asked me in my youth, I would have told you, you know, he had to be over 6 feet tall. But when I thought about this topic, I like a strong man. My guy is 5'10", and he can lift me without breathing hard. He can walk. He can walk with me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
He can
talking
run with me. I like to feel muscle under my hand. My favorite spot is this. He's got this little, like, he's a bodybuilder, so he's got this little, it's my spot.
Ditch.
This little,
It's your spot.
that I
Little
love.
toe.
I love. And it's not bone, it is rock hard muscle.
Ooh, damn. Okay.
Rock hard
Yeah, I
muscle.
think rock hard road.
Yeah, rock hard muscle.
You're right
So
about
I
that.
like, I know, dude, man, we wear
Let's give her a
Good look. I was telling a young woman recently, as you age, you know, it just gets under my prime.
It really does.
And so I like a strong man who meets my needs. And my guy meets my needs.
No, we want to know what you want.
Well, I definitely like a strong man. No, I would say when I was younger, I liked skinny. I liked skinny and tall. And then who I'm with now is he's medium size. But he's extremely strong. That was one thing that weirdly strong.
Physically strong.
He's everything, yeah, strong. But I definitely like tall. I do not like short at all. I will just be looking right over you. Like, no, I do not say you tall. That is a complete turn off for me. I need you to be tall. Now he's 6'1", but even anything over 6,
It's good.
I like, yes.
I have a question.
see this.
I have a question. Now there's this thing, kind of a theory, kind of a observation that bigger women like smaller men, and smaller women will take a bigger man. Is that like Is that true?
I think it's
I think so.
accurate, and I'm
When
going
you
to tell
say
you
small,
why.
Well, like,
Well,
you know, like,
it's-
I like a bigger woman likes a skinny man.
And I can attest to
And
that.
a smaller woman likes bigger men.
And
No,
I think
I
that speaks to what
disagree,
you said,
but
Connie.
go ahead.
I think it speaks to what she said about wanting to feel protected and,
Yeah.
and
That's
damsel
what I
in
think.
distress.
Yes,
I think
yes,
that's what it. That's
Well,
what it is.
I like smaller men as a full-figured woman.
Yes.
I like thin, smaller dudes. I like the muscles. Don't misunderstand. Don't misunderstand.
Muscles in a small
Thin, right? Don't
Right.
misunderstand thin for just skinny.
Right, you can be muscle and still be
right.
good.
I like the muscles. I
Yeah.
want you in the
But you
gym.
gotta have a
But I like slim, and the main reason I like slim is we'll get into that a little later.
Also, I think that I do agree with you because most of my friends who are really small, I've always liked a bigger guy, whether he be a big guy or whatever. But I think that tall also compensates for that too.
Yes,
Meaning
it
that
does. That's
even
true.
if he's a thinner guy, or if you're taller, you kind of still feel like, oh, I gotta look up to you, or you know,
Yeah, yeah.
I think you feel superior. To me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that.
It was just a question.
I like a healthy fit guy. And there again, I've never dated anyone shorter than me, you know, and so my guy's taller than I am. But I don't think I could ever date anyone shorter, and I'm off the market anyway. But I like a healthy fit guy. So like when we were talking behind, you know, the camera about like bellies, I'm always now my mindset goes to health because usually that's representing that something may be going on, especially in men. So I would not have before I met my fella. I would not have, you know, not because I'm at a stage in life where I won't just automatically. I don't have absolutes. Because, you know, what I said to myself when I started dating again was that, you know, I would hate to miss out on
I am
someone
so
who
proud
was
of you
good
because
for me.
at the beginning
But,
of our podcast, you had absolutes.
No,
I'm proud of you.
No, but you know that was something you guys so misinterpreted because I used a blanket statement.
Yeah.
But even in that, he still was going to have to fall in the health range.
Sure.
Because, you know, I'm at a state where who I'm with, I'm doing what I do for myself, taking care of myself. And then now that I'm with someone, I'm also doing it for him because we're both trying to have longevity with each
Yeah.
other.
That's
Yeah.
true.
That's
Yeah.
good. I like that.
I like the way
I like
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tie a ribbon on it.
Yeah, the thing is though about different preferences, what I'm noticing about everyone for the most part. Everybody, and to answer what you said about dating someone shorter, I prefer, my preference is someone taller. But would I date someone my height? I absolutely
Yeah,
would.
Yeah, your
Because you're
height.
not short.
No, shorter than you.
No, I don't
shorter
want
than me.
nobody shorter than me per se. However, what I'm noticing in the pool that we're in these days, I want someone that's nice.
That's
Right.
That's going to treat
You have
me
different.
well.
You have different criteria for what you
Yes,
like now.
I prefer
versus
someone
tall.
taller. I
Right.
prefer someone thin. But would I date someone my height? Would I date someone with a little thickness on them? I absolutely would, because sometimes you can miss out on a very
That's-
good
yeah.
person.
And I think as you get older, your values
Yes,
change.
you can miss out on a very good person who would treat you well by saying, "Oh, I won't date him because he's not in my pool. I won't date him
Right.
because
Exactly.
no, because you could miss out on someone
yes.
that's really, really nice."
I definitely think that you learn
Yeah.
that as you get older,
Yes,
especially
I
for
think
me,
so.
because I was always a sight person. Like, oh, I like him.
Yeah, because
I
he
like
nice.
that guy.
Yes, I always wanted
Always.
tall and
Exactly.
really
And
really
then,
dark.
Yes, yes.
But
I
that
still
changed.
want that.
That changed.
No, I'm saying I still want
Yes,
that, but
but
I'm
you
not going to not
Right.
talk
Yes,
to somebody
I-
because they don't have
I'm
it.
open
What
to
I-
lane.
I do want to add to that is I think no matter what size, I think that as you get, as you're getting older, in our circle, you should always be. I want a person, period, that's concerned about their health.
Right.
I'm concerned about my health, whether I'm skinny or whether I'm not. I'm
Right,
concerned
right.
about. I wouldn't want to be with anyone that's just like, you know,
Just
just
out.
reckless.
I don't care.
And I-
Right.
And that's having a life with someone. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not living my life with you.
That's
and
hard
that
to do.
end up taking care
To
of
take care of your,
Yeah.
be taking care of yourself. It's hard to be with somebody and ignore the fact that they don't take care
Yeah,
of
you're
themselves
right.
at all.
Right.
At all.
Well, for me, that's a part of the love, and
Yeah.
how much you love me, you know,
Right.
and how much you love yourself.
Right.
The other thing that we didn't talk about, though, too, ladies, is, you know, I mean, I think we've all been in a position, you see someone and you like what you see. But always for me, it has been, it's the vibe for me, because I have met men, you know, throughout my adult life who I liked on sight. And when they opened their mouth, or
You ain't lying.
I'm not talking about teeth. I'm talking about, you know, the conversations like, oh no. And then there's something, you know, too, it's a vibe. Because when I started dating, you know, my first date with my guy, you know, we had talked on the phone, so I liked his voice. You know, I want to like your voice. It's a whole package. But I remember we were meeting for a date, and I said, okay, this is going to be it, because, you know, either it is or isn't. Either I'm going to walk in there and it's going to be a pull or it's not. And that has nothing to do with looks.
That's true.
You know, I walked in there and he stood up and I was like, yeah. yes. So there's a vibe.
Yes.
It's not just, you know, there's that initial thing, you know, so but it's either there's a connection or there isn't.
Yeah.
You know, it's something about the physical, that's true. But you know, if someone asks me what I love the most about the
Intellect.
person that I'm with right now, I love his mind.
Yes.
The
intellectual.
most. It is the biggest turn on for me, and I never even considered that as a turn on before now. You know, before him. But that is the biggest thing I like about him, love about him, is his mind.
Is that because of the conversations y'all have had?
Well, he is a therapist by trade, and that probably makes a big difference. You know, he social works people, whatever. But his way of thinking, especially in a crisis, you know, I'm all over the place. I mean, he knows how to just bring me down to somewhere real practical, and these practical messages and you know, just he's inserting this in my mind, and it makes my day easier, my problem solving easier. You know, it just takes that heavy off. And it makes sense. That's what he does. He makes sense.
It sounds like, you know, I have said I'm in my soft woman season, so I knew going into dating what I was looking for. You know, I have always been, you know, I was raised by women who were tough, and we pride ourselves on not needing folks. It's not need. We like men, we don't need them. You know, you know, and getting shit done, you know, no matter what.
Right.
And I even judged other women who were, I'm like, oh, she's just a wuss. You know, she's got all
Yeah.
her husband. You know, I'm like, oh, give me with a clean
But it
sock.
helps.
But
Yes.
no, but listen, that is another thing that, you know, I said, you know what, I'm taking that narrative away. Not that I'm not, because I'm just going to be strong naturally, but I'm taking the narrative away that I have to be, you know, in a relationship, I've got to be like this. You know, I'm going to be this. You know, I'm equal with you. I'm strong with you. You can't tell. You can't take the lead of anything.
Yeah.
I'm taking that off my table, and I'm with someone who, because he's so strong, and because he makes me comfortable, it makes it easy for me to do that. Every once in a while, though, when I was sick, coming back from Texas with you guys, I texted him I wasn't feeling well. He goes, well, I'll come to the airport and pick you up. And I said, no. I said, I can make it home. And he said, don't be prideful. You know, because he knows, you know, it's, you know, I'm just used to, and it's in my DNA to just take the reins of everything, tough through everything. And I like that I can, you know, and that I feel comfortable in letting someone take care of me.
Yes, I think I'm the same way that way as far as strong. But what I think I learned, you know, at this age now, of course, I'm over 60 now, and it took a while because I'm very independent. I think I'm extremely independent. But what I learned is that men want to feel needed.
Yes.
So you have to kind of, even
Yes.
if you know how to do it,
Mhm.
even
They
if you
have
know
to
it, you
do
might even think you know it better. Just let it go. Because just like you want to feel something special, they want to feel something
Right.
that I am special to you, that I need you, that you need me, rather. So
Right.
they want to feel like, you need me.
They have to
So,
feel needed.
Yeah.
If they don't feel needed, they'll be in the street.
Find
Yes.
somebody else
Yes.
who
Oh,
does
oh,
what
yeah.
else.
That's
Someone
gonna
that you
make
wouldn't
them
even
feel
understand
needed.
why you chose the person. Because,
Exactly.
well, why did you choose this?
Because
Yeah,
she
about
make you
nothing.
feel like
That's
that's
right.
disabled.
Right.
Yes,
They
you
like
take
to
care
feel
of her.
needed.
Yes,
They like
yes.
Dee,
I-
did you have something you were? I agree.
Oh no, I was just laughing at what she said because that's something I consistently have to work on.
You have to say,
I
let
have
them
to
do
work
it.
on it.
You
As a matter of
do.
fact, just a little short story. I just went through a situation like that just before I came over here. It was just something simple, like I have a refrigerator in my basement. Okay, like last week I noticed that the refrigerator might be cold. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, I know I'm not in it enough. And at first I thought it was a little cool, and I ignored it, went down there, and I'm like, the refrigerator's not getting cool. So I called DTE, set up an appointment, missed the first one, they came out the second time, ordered a part, they coming back. And so today, he said, I've been needing to tell you that the refrigerator is not working downstairs. I've been trying to
Look,
find
you
it.
like,
I'm like, I already did that. I already called.
Me and my daddy.
He was so irritated. Like,
because
you didn't even tell me, and I've been like, I had to tell my baby that the refrigerator not working. You didn't took care of it, ain't even talk to me about it. I was like, well, I kept forgetting, but that's just, that it's really just me, and I have to consistently be like, don't do
yes,
that.
yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have to
Man,
find
went to the
myself.
house
I
and
learned
everything.
that early on that guys like to be needed. It may be due to me absentee and father. That may be due to that, but I knew early on that I wasn't going to be how I wanted to be. I knew how I wanted to be with my man. So I knew I wanted to be. So that's one of the things that I loved in our wedding video that Terrence said, is that I made him feel like I need him. And he was like, he knew from the beginning that I was going to be Mrs. Osteen. So that to me, that tells me I knew early on that I what I wanted to do and how I wanted to treat my man.
Mhm.
Yes.
So,
But I think too, I never mistreated anyone. I think what was so ingrained in me was the idea of letting someone, in which I now learned, it was never a fact that any man was trying to lord over me, but because of how I was raised, I was raised. I can remember with my ex-spouse, we couldn't even, and this is something I learned, we couldn't even argue, and it was because of me, because in my mind, if your tone went up, I remember looking at him once and I said, is that bass in your voice? I couldn't even, now I could argue with someone. It's a little struggle still, but, I was raised by women like, the hell are you talking? Did that voice, excuse me? And it wasn't even necessarily like a yelling, but the moment, a man puts a little deepness in his voice, I'm like, is that, are you getting aggressive?
See, that's
And
When they put
look,
when they put some deepness in their voice, I get excited.
well, no, I'm talking about like in an argument or something. And and so like I said, and that was one of my my sayings was like, it was like my dad never raised his voice to me. I'll be damned if the man ever was. But what I say that to say is there were times in past relationships where we were just having a conversation. Conversations can get heated or disagreement, and we couldn't communicate because I checked out immediately when the tone was not right, because it was already like, I'm that one, like, you got the wrong one, and so growth in therapy, has brought me to where I am. This guy is getting the best of me.
Good, that's good.
yeah, excellent.
Now, I want to get a little bit deeper into this. We were on the surface, and we were scratching the surface there.
I know it.
And
Don't
that's
blame
what
it
I
on us.
wanted.
You just this
No,
where you want to
no,
go.
that's where I wanted. That's where I wanted. I
right,
wanted
because
to.
we was in the gutter at the
I
beginning.
know. I took you out of the gutter. Now I'm going to place you back to the gutter. I want to talk about the nitty gritty now. Okay, we talked about the surface, which is good. But now I want to talk about, does size
Yes.
really...
Yes, 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 and yes. Yes, and definitely.
Yes,
and-
for 300, please.
Yes.
For the audience purpose, I'm going to complete the sentence. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Eagerness.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes, yes, thank you. Yes.
Does size really matter when it comes to your spouse and your spouse's
Business. Package.
package
Thank you.
and things of that nature? Let's
Yes.
talk about that.
Yes.
Who'd like to go first?
I like a well-endowed man. Now,
But
here-
well-endowed to you may be
yes.
different from
well, I already know I don't like your well-endowed. I don't think none of us like her well-endowed. I don't like your well-endowed. I don't think none of us like her well-endowed. I'm gonna say this is, when you meet a person, you don't know what that package is.
Oh, I usually
You,
do.
I mean, you can usually, you can take a look. Well, I can tell you, like my guy, you know, you can, you know, I can, I can tell. I can see it. But what I'm saying is, you know, usually you're not complete. You don't have an exact. You don't know yet.
You're not totally certain.
Right. So I like a well-endowed man, but more important, I like a man who knows how to use his package.
All right.
You know, and because it's worthless. Because, like, you know, in my past days, I've had folks, you know, long before before I was married, who it's like, oh, that's nice, but you don't know how to work it.
They didn't know what they
Oh,
were.
You know,
that's a turn off. That's a straight turn off.
I mean, yeah, I don't want an injury candy.
Well, if I can't go to the hospital, I don't think I did anything if I don't go to the ER.
Yeah,
She wants some up in her chest.
enough pressure.
She wants some up in her chest and her throat.
I definitely like it right here. Right there, up in them good.
Wow.
Okay, now, it's wonderful. When it's right here, it feels wonderful. Okay, I digress. Let's talk, Deetra. What do you think?
No, I don't like your well endowed.
Well, what's your
But just
idea?
you know, a little above average is fine. For
So
me.
you're saying about
a little
seven,
above
you're
average.
saying about 7 or 8 inches?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right.
Not 12.
Yeah, I can go. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I can't.
Child's play.
I ain't trying to. I ain't trying to go get stitches
no.
nowhere.
No, I'm not interested in that.
Candy trying to get
You know-
stitches and all kinds of
Going to
stuff.
urgent care.
For me, I don't want nothing up here.
Yeah.
But I will say
No.
that I do like the girth.
Yeah.
I want
Yes.
you to be wall to wall with it.
Yeah.
You know, I like wall to wall.
She liked the girl.
I want to have that next day.
Soreness.
Yeah.
You just so you can't walk. You want to be. You want to be.
I want to, yeah.
You want to be.
Almost dead.
But I do not want it up
Go to
here.
urgent care. We're just a little.
Candy, go to urgent care. We just need a little more. We need a little more rags. You need.
She need a short bath.
Going to urgent care proudly. Hey! Well, what happened, man?
Well, ladies, that's all the time we have for this episode. But if we want to keep the conversation going, so go to our website, www.sippingsisters.com, and start a chat for us. And give us your conversation. What conversation do you want to talk about? Or let us know, does size really matter to you? As always, lady, until next time,